Hi everyone, I'm Chris.
Hi everyone, I'm Cadell.
So today we will be joining together to talk about this project itself, and the project we shortlisted today is talking about the Sen. This is just a quick analysis and also some disclaimer before we go in greater details. So this video actually is recorded on 22nd of October. All the information that is presented at this point of time is all correct as of this day. So if you have further more information and would like to know more information about this project, feel free to contact me or Cadell. We will definitely be more than happy to share with you. So for this purpose of this video, we try to keep it easier for you to understand. So there's a limited information that will be shortlisted to share with you. However, if you are interested to find out more about this information and would like to know more, feel free again to contact us. We will be able to share with you the playbook, all the details, the informatics, the artist impressions, and this and that. Kadel, what are the things that today we will be sharing?
Today we've been getting so many questions from our clients about the new launches in this market today. So that's why we were thinking, okay, why not we just share a bit more about the Sen, which is the upcoming launch. I think the preview is on 31st of October as of today. And today we'll be sharing more about this project and also the developer, more about the developer, the surrounding comparables, who are the buyers, and what are our analyses on this project.
If you really like this kind of video and you think that something that is of your interest, do share, comment on some of the things that we can do better. I mean, this is our first time doing this. I think it's a lot of things that we will want to do in future as well.
Yeah.
This is the last project of 2025, so let's deep dive into this project itself, the Sen. As I mentioned earlier, so we actually have a few of, in this quarter 4, actually we have Sky at Holland, Faber Residence, Penrith, and Zion Grand. At this current date, Zion Grand sales preview is going to launch at this weekend. So what we have here is actually Sky at Hollands. The leftover unit now is only 3 units available for sale. So the next one that we have is actually Faber Residence as well as Penrith. These two projects actually launched on the same particular day. Penrith left with 15 units for sale, as well as for Faber Residence, who also did very well and also left with only 54 units for sale. What do you think about the general demand in this new launch market?
I think from what we can see from these 3 projects, right, it's almost, most of them are like over 80% sold. In fact, Faber was 86%, Sky Holland is 99.4%, and Penrith is 96.75%. And all these are all within 1 weekend of their launch date. This goes to show that actually the demand for new launches is still there and is still very high. It really boils down to like, what does it mean as a buyer in today's market? Do you think that prices will still continue to go up, or do you think that this is like a bubble kind of thing?
I would say that the general consumer are actually getting more and more tech savvy and know all the information, where to get the information. They know how to compare projects and they know how to see that what is a good buy, whether the general market sentiment, is it safe to enter to the market, and why are they buying new launches. So I would say that the consumer now are very educated in this sense. So having said that, coming to that, you can see that actually Sky at Holland actually sold at an average price of 2953 PSF, whereas Penrith on launch day, as mentioned, 97%, average PSF was 2008. Faber Residence on launch day, it is 86% sold with 2001 PSF. Let's look into this project, the Sen. What is their entry price, indicative price, and is it attractive for the buyers out there?
Okay, so the Sen is actually a 99-year leasehold development, and it's going to be in District 21. So District 21, you have like the Upper Bukit Timah, which is the more, I would say, a prestigious area to live in. So over here, the plot ratio is about 1.6. So that gives us about 10 stories high. The highest level will be 10 story, and we have 5 blocks. The unit type will be 347 units. And then for the parking lots, you also have a very good number of 1-to-1 parking, 347 lots, and even 4 more handicap lots. Because you know nowadays the developments, some of them have like lesser parking lots than the actual units.
Yes,
have, right?
So some projects actually, we noticed that developers start to have lesser parking lots to ratio. Actually, one of the projects, they only have only 60%.
Wow.
So for this development, the developer has been pretty generous. They give 1:1 kind of a parking lots.
And also actually it's quite convenient, like you to go to the MRT, there are 2 like MRTs nearby. And then the TOP is in 2029. More importantly, the land price that the developer bought at was a very, very attractive price of only 841 per square foot per plot ratio.
So as you can see, actually this is the artist impression in terms of the project itself. You can see that actually these are the 3 blocks that we've shown here, as well as there's a lap pool here and also a play pool at the downstairs.
Yeah.
You can see that actually it's something very similar, whereby we have a deck up in this area, slightly higher ground for this swimming pool, and the function room as well as the gym is all located somewhere around here as well.
Okay, and I think for the Sen, right, because we are located over here, right in front of the Bukit Batok Nature Reserve over here, And then you also have another condo here, and then somewhere along here there's other condos here, right? Okay, and then here there is like other condos too. But for the Sen, what's interesting is that the plot ratio is actually at 1.6, and then the other condos here are about like 1.4 plot ratio, which means that the maximum height they can go to is actually 5 or 6 stories. So that means if you were to get the Sen at a higher floor, it means that you are kind of overlooking the other condos. And then, especially for those people who are facing here, you get the greenery views from the Bukit Batok Nature Park.
If let's say you are facing south, you are facing the landed and cave area, whereby actually it's also very, very clear. I mean, if let's say you are buying a high enough floor level, you'll be able to have a very good view out there also. Kader actually has mentioned, I think that the Sen itself is sitting between the Hume MRT as well as also Beauty World MRT, which is walking distance away from them. In the Beauty World area, there's actually the reserve, which is currently the integrated transport hub that is currently still in progress. Its expected TOP date is somewhere around 2028 plus minus ish. So having said that, if let's say the Sen TOP in 2029, I think
By then, everything will be like up.
yes,
already, right?
yes. So actually, you get to enjoy the amenities or rather the convenience somewhere around in the Beauty World area. So quick recap, actually just now we mentioned that the Sen itself is on the District 21. So where exactly is District 21 is at this cluster over here, which is also located in the RCR region in the city fringe, whereby it's easy for you to get into the city.
We are very near to the PIE as well as the BKE. So for people who like drive or even like to take MRT, it's actually a very accessible area. Although you might think that it's quite a distance away from the MRT, but actually we are right in the middle of two MRT. One is Beauty World and the other one is actually Hume MRT station, which just came out this year. There's also a bus stop right in front of the development, like somewhere here, like the 2 bus stops over here. So that will easily take you to either one of the MRT stations. And like what Chris mentioned, there's also the integrated transport hub coming up. And then there will be a mall, I think a 3-story mall over there also.
Yes.
So I think what's really important is that all these developments will be coming up, even the reserve residents also, I think TOP is 2029 about that. By then, I think Sen will get to enjoy all these new amenities that come up in this Beauty World area. 2028, oh, okay, 2028. So even better, by the time Sen TOP is like you get all the amenities there. And actually all these are within the government's plan of the master plan to rejuvenate the Beauty World area also.
If you talk about connectivity, the MRT wise, how is it connected to the rest of Singapore?
It's very convenient. You can either go to Hume or Beauty World, right? Then you can go straight down to Newton to get to town area. And then there's also this Cross Island line coming up in the near future in 2030. There are 2 phases, so 2030 and 2032. So by then that will take you to very easily to the west side or all the way to the east. So it's very convenient in that sense lah.
So I think that if let's say you are working in the CBD area, actually downtown line actually has go all the way straight down to the downtown, even to Bayfront or Telok Ayer, depends on where you are located at. So if let's say we are talking about Circle Line, we will be able from Beauty World take 4 stops to Botanic Garden, whereby we are able to change to the Circle Line.
Okay, so very quickly, the unit mix over here is from 1 bedroom type all the way to 4 bedroom plus study. Because you know, usually like bigger, if there are more units of like 3, 4, 5 bedroom, it shows that the development is more oriented towards a family
more for
profile,
own stay.
more for own stay profile, right?
Yeah.
But for 1 to 2 bedders, is more maybe like smaller families and more investors. So 177 1 bed to 2 bedder, and then about 170 3 bedder and 4 bedder plus study.
Yeah, given that the unit mix itself is actually one bedder and 2 bedder combined is actually 177, and actually the 3 bedder and above is about 170. I would say it's about 50 and 50%. Purely just looking at this number, actually it's just more for the 1 bedder and 2 bedder. But sometimes actually the bigger 2 bedders, for instance, maybe the 2 plus study or 764 or even a 775, also could be a small family dynamics. As well as also a 2 bed 2 bath layout, which is at 732, is also quite livable for people who are starting their family as well. Given that actually, although the unit mix breakdown, 1 2 bedder is about 177 units, probably looking at the dynamics, probably we are looking at kind of a 60 to 70% kind of people who might be interested and own stay in this project itself.
Yeah, because you can see here the number of 1 bedroom is actually only 10. 10 1 bedders, and the rest of them are 2 bedders. In fact, most of them, the bulk of the portion is the 2 bed plus study. Which like what Chris say, I think like for maybe couples or like small families with 1 kid, they also can look at 2 bed plus study because it's actually quite a good size 2 bed plus study also. These are newer developments. So all these developments are built in about like 2023, 2024 kind of range, and they TOP already. So we actually did a comparison to see like since their launch, how have they fared until today. So for Mayfair Gardens and Mayfair Modern, what you will see here is that the percentage of one bedrooms that they have is about 41%, 35%. And whereas for those over here, right, the coloured ones, like View at Kismis, Lane 3 Residences, Forest at Bukit Timah, all these are within the District 21 area, Verdale, which is right next to the Sen. All of them, one bedroom type is about 3%, 12%, 8%. So it's actually a much smaller portion of one bedrooms. So you'll realize that since the launch, those developments with a very high percentage of one bedroom, right? How they fared since launch is only about 6% or 4%. But over here, when they have a smaller amount of one bedroom, meaning they have more own stay, they have
The project
performed much better lah.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, so when projects are more for the own stay element, I would say that actually the buyer will be more drawn and more keen to buy this project. Henceforth, that's why based on historical data, based on the transacted data, no discriminations to the project that we highlighted here, but it's just based on what we have statically shown in this record itself.
And then the Sen is about 2.88% of one bedroom.
Yeah, so based on this project itself, yes, there's only 10 units available for the one bedder. So henceforth, it's only 2.88%.
Correct.
So since launch, I think this is the data that we won't have at this current point. We probably will have to see what is it like in the resale market.
But looking at this data, I think you will probably have an idea of how this development will perform lah, with the number of one bedrooms being less than 3% of the total development.
This is the indicative price that actually we have received from the developer. So it's pretty interesting. I would say that the indicative prices starting from 2199 PSF. And just to take note, the Sen is actually harmonized project. So what does harmonized project means?
It means that the aircon ledge is not counted into the calculations. I think this is the first project, right, to be harmonized in this area.
In this district itself,
in this district is the first project.
Yeah.
So this means that like, if let's say the PSF is 2199 starting from, you deduct about 5 to 8%, and you use that number to compare with the rest of the other developments.
After the harmonization, it just means that you pay what you get. So the aircon ledge is something that is no longer countable inside your floor area itself. So for one meter itself is 452 square feet. Launch price was less than 1,993.9 K, which is PSF is 2199. Two bedder wise is starting from at 1.499 and its PSF is estimated to be 2212 PSF. Three bedder 1.936 mil and 2220 PSF. And for a prestige unit, is estimated to be 2.899 mil, 3 plus study, which is also indicative for the 4 plus study is estimated to be 2299 PSF. I would say that for this year launch, for RCR project, I would say that the indicative price is very, very attractive because I think it's one of the lowest entry price. And this price actually, we have seen some projects actually has sold at this kind of pricing as well, right?
Correct. Even like OCR this year, I think they have even priced it higher than the pricing that we have over here. And we are in the RCR area, not in the OCR. So actually OCR new launch prices already went up to like 2003, that sort of range for new launch project. But you can get a RCR with the Bukit Timah address in the upper Bukit Timah area, even lower than OCR pricing.
The price point wise is a very, very safe entry to purchase this project. Sustain Land actually bought this land top bid of 841 PSF. I would say that it's very, very low entry price to buy this land also. And we also talk about the future infrastructure growth around there, which is talking about the Beauty World Precinct as well as also staying near to the Bukit Timah Nature Park. A lot of natures around. The developer is actually by SL Capital. So some of the past projects we have Sterling Residence, Point Residence, Coastline Residence, Tree Residence, One Mayor, Sky Everton, Sea Horizon, and Region Residence.
So this developer, they actually really specialize a lot in the RCR area. You can tell from what they have already developed so far, like Poise, Coastline Residences, and actually all these are very well-maintained developments. Like I've been to Coastline Residence, so it's actually along the East Coast, the ECP area. But the pricing there is very stable and is still at a very high, about 2008 now, I think. And it's been staying at that level. I think more importantly, the landscaping and all that is actually very nicely done up. Like even for Poise Residence, it's an integrated development with a mall downstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, some of these projects, I would say that it's really, really very well maintained. I have visited quite a few projects like Sterling Residence, Poise Residence, Coastline Residence, One Mayor. These are some of the projects that actually we bring our buyers to go and hunt for some units around there.
Yeah.
So I say that these are some new projects and very well maintained and very well kept. Finishing wise, it was a quality finishing by the developer itself.
Yeah. So I think it gives a lot of assurance to buyers who are looking to get a property under this developer. Actually, developers are quite important in a sense where if they have already done a lot and have a good track record, then you also have kind of like assurance as a buyer lah.
Nowadays, there's so many developers out there in the market. And of course, when we are buying a new launch, we really have to see what is the end state, or rather the finishings that or rather what is the track record of the developer to give us assurance that we are buying into a very good product that we will be seeing when it TOP. So surrounding comparable, these are some of the projects that we consolidate, which is very in close proximity to the Sen. So you can see that the latest project actually is Verdeo, which is 2018, 99 years leasehold.
This is the newest development nearest to us. The rest are actually quite old. So if you're looking for a new development in this area, then probably the Sen will be the newest in the last, I think, almost 10 years lah.
So let's see about some of the resale prices in the RCR region as well as OCR region, just to compare the price.
These are all new launches in the RCR as well as the OCR area. So all these numbers have already been transacted. So for RCR, very quickly we can see that the average pricing is Mayor Blue 3002, Amber House 3000. Maybe we don't even look at that. We look at A at BT, which is in the Beauty World precinct, already transacted at 2007 average PSF. And all these are non-harmonized projects.
Yes. So having said that, if just now we mentioned before, if let's say we want to harmonize this project with the PSF wise, it's about 5 to 8% premium. So you take this price and add a 5% premium. That will give us a harmonized price of what it is. So in the OCR region, in the resale, we also have seen that actually there's also some Alta, which is transacted at 2005. Chuan Park also at 2005. Close to 2006. Most of these projects that is highlighted here, actually their average PSF is actually transacted around more than 2003 PSF.
So I think to be fair, right, we also want to look at the District 21 transacted PSF so that we have a better comparison for the Sen. For District 21, there's already the Reserve, 8 at BT, Pine Tree Hole, Nava Grove. All these are within the same area as the Sen. And the average PSF is already going at 2005, 2007 for 8 at BT, 2005. Okay, but basically you can see all here is mostly above the 2000 PSF range.
And just to also note that again, this project actually has launched year before. The Sen is actually the launch of the year, which is actually the first project that is harmonized in this district.
Yes. If the Sen is harmonized, if you look at our PSF here, about 2002 PSF, this is the indicative starting from price. If you actually make it non-harmonized, it should be actually lower than this pricing that you see, PSF that you see over here. So maybe about 2001 or even lower than 2001 PSF as compared to the average pricing in the area, which is 2004, 2007, 2005 PSF. So as a consumer, do you think that this is a safe entry as a buyer to go into the Sen?
I would say it's pretty interesting. Entry price is actually one of the elements. I think there's also more attributes that we would like to find out more about the project, and before we put in the decisions or rather the check to see whether we want to purchase this project as well.
Right.
Some transformations around the area. So we can see that actually for the Turf City, actually really collected back the land for Turf City. The government actually have agreed to develop at least 20,000 homes around in that area itself. So in this whole area, they will be expecting about 15 to 20,000 homes in this area. So another one for the GLS.
I think the Dunyan GLS site, they just bidded this last June 2025, and it was at 1,400 PSF per plot ratio as compared to ours, the Sen, which is also in the Upper Bukit Timah area at 841 PSF. So what does this tell us? It shows that actually there is a very strong price support in this area. So how do you think the developers who bought this land will actually price it at? And how does it compare to like the Sen?
Yeah, so I think that this is actually this is also again to highlight about the price protections or rather the price gap for this project itself. This is the site plan for the project where there's a total of 5 blocks over here. And the swimming pool is over here. Just now, this impression actually was on this view, showing these 3 blocks as well as the 2 swimming pools here. So I would say this project, the land size is pretty decent. We have a tennis court, we have 2 swimming pools, the lap pool here, as well as a kids play pool here. Function room and gym facility mainly are all around here, and there's a good foyer area whereby actually you can drop off point in this block.
I think one more interesting thing about the Sen, if you're looking at it, right, there's actually a childcare center. So when the developer bought this land, the URA actually asked the developer to build a childcare inside this development. So the childcare center is actually located over here. You know, just now in the pricing, there is like the premium pricing, right? So the premium is actually for these two blocks here. So these are the premium blocks. This facing is towards the Bukit Batok Nature Park. And then this side will be the landed enclave. So you can see the distance block to block to the neighboring condos. Actually quite a good distance away from the other condos. Then if let's say you are facing Park Natura, right? If you're on the higher floor, then you'll probably overlook this development here because over here is about 5-6 stories.
Yes, it's a low-rise development.
Low-rise development.
Yeah. There's many unit types as what we shared previously. So I think that today we just want to condense it. So we have shortlisted only a few floor plans to share with you all in terms of the layout. So for the first one that actually we shortlisted is a two-bedder, which is 678 square feet. I would say it's very, very interesting because in the non-harmonized project, actually, they are also 678, but then it's the aircon latch being counted into the PSN. So with a 678 2-bed 2-bath harmonized project, yes, the aircon latch is non-strata. I think we have a lot of space over here. The entrance itself is actually 7.65 meter. In terms of the distance to the balcony, it's really
Quite large.
yes, quite a lengthy one.
I think the layout that really caught my eye is this layout. And I think it's really because of the compact size of 678 square feet. And it's a two-bedder. Then I realized when I was looking at the floor plan, there are a couple of things that the developers, I feel they've done very, very well actually. The living room length, right, number one, over here is 3 meters. Usually it is about 2.5, 2.8 meters. But here they actually make it 3 meters. The kitchen, there's also windows over here, which is very uncommon for two-bedroom. The bathroom, actually, both bathrooms have windows in their toilet. And it's not a mechanical ventilation, it's windows. So I think that one really caught my eye lah. And the master room is actually 16 meters square. So it's actually a very, very huge master room.
So actually, interestingly, why we are able to do that is because as you can see here, these two bedders, 678 square feet, is actually located at the corner. Henceforth, they are able to have all this kind of window at the bathroom. So one interesting fact, actually, I realized that there's a small little window at this area. Actually, it's the help to brighten up, or rather to make the whole unit itself bright.
Very well thought through layout from the developer. Okay, very quickly, we also go through this compact 3-bedroom unit that is 872 square feet. It sounds very small, but actually just to reiterate again, this is a harmonized project. So actually it should be larger, about 5 to 8% larger than the 872 square feet. So this very interesting, is a very, very efficient dumbbell 3-bedroom layout. So when you come in, there is a kitchen here, which you probably can enclose it. And then you have the 2 bedrooms on one side and the master room on the other side. Living room width right over here is 3.2 meters, which is really a very, very good distance. And again, a huge master room. There's also the utility room provided. So at least you have some storage area also for a 3-bedroom at least. If the size is smaller, it means that your quantum is also smaller, but yet you can still have a very sizable, efficient layout of 3-bedroom, which can fit queen size bed in all rooms. And you also have a storage area.
So I would say that this is actually very, very interesting. In a 3-bedder compact size with 872 square feet, it's so functional. I would say that you're still able to fulfill 3-bedroom as well as this jet and jill for this room to enter to the bathroom itself. And enclosable kitchen. Wow, I really like that. This has an extra utility room. Thinking that 3-bedder compact, got no place to store all my stuff already, but actually your barang still can put it in this whole area.
Yes. And honestly, I haven't seen before any 3-bedder dumbbell layout.
Yeah, I say it's one of the very rare one that we have here. It really, I would say that with the harmonized kind of projects moving forward, I would say more and more this kind of efficient layout will get more interesting, more efficient.
So lastly is this 3-bedroom 1109 square feet. This is also the show flat unit. Similar for all the layouts, right? It's a very well thought through layout by the developer. The dining and living space over here is about 5 meters landscape layout, which is honestly very, very wide.
Yes.
And a lot of sunlight will come in because this is what I like about the landscape layout rather than the other layout.
Yeah, so you have a very landscape form of living space. You can put your dining at the back and also a living. It just depends on how you want to play around with this area. We have come to the end of this quick sharing with this project itself. There's so much more details that we want to share, but it's just that we want to keep this video short and also let you all have a good understanding of this project. Do reach out to us. We have a lot more information, multiple floor plans of different unit types to share with you also.
This is all just an initial sharing of the project. Everybody have different situation. We always customize a plan based on what our clients client's needs and purpose is, be it for investment or like own stay. We have our own 7-step framework that we use, and this is what we always share with our clients to make sure that they have the good purchase.
Yes, that's right. So I think the purpose actually is just for us to really just to briefly share about this project, and also with the framework that we have, everyone has their own personal needs and want when they are purchasing a property. So sometimes it's just that we as a consultant, we really have to understand what is the current situations, or rather the dynamics of the holding power, the financial plannings, and the timeline to plan for our respective buyers itself. Do reach out to us. We are definitely be more than happy to share with you on a one-on-one basis, and we can craft out a proposal and work out a plan together with you, be it whether for this project or any other project that we are looking at. I hope that you guys like this video that we have created. So do encourage us, I think, just by clicking on the like and share button.
Yes.
So thank you. Again, my name is Christian.
And I'm Cadell. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for watching.
Yep, I will see you soon.
Bye bye.